Okay guys, let's talk now about the prone position. Again, this is nothing new, but first let me tackle one of the dumbest rumors I have heard in regards to the AK rifles and other rifles as well, but let's stay with the AK rifles. So the people are saying that you should never put the magazine on the ground because this may cause the malfunction on your AK rifle. Well, if your AK rifle has a problem feeding because you are resting it on the ground, then take that rifle, do yourself a favor and dump that piece of shit to the garbage and buy the rifle within the spec. Okay, that's right off the bat. Absolutely, you should use the ground to give yourself support. As you can see here, I got my shooting sock, which if you want to, we can talk about it one day, how to do really light and durable shooting sock. I'm using the shooting sock because the AK-47s, they have a curved magazines, so you may not have enough clearance to be comfortable in your prone position. That situation is much better with the AK-74 types magazines because they are, as you know, they are straight. But anyhow, you can use the shooting sock and you can have it always with you. And I'm using this here, and I have the magazine, nice magazine support right now. The same goes for the body armor. If you wear the body armor, what's going to happen? Your body will grow away from the ground, and it's hard again to get that good cheek weld and have a nice position. So some people I have seen even have 2 or 3 shooting socks, but I'm staying with one and it's comfortable for me. Now, how are we going to hold position our elbows? This is kind of interesting story, guys. I have noticed this from the other guys which I was talking to, and the way how they position the left elbow now only. Sometimes if they push it farther away, it helps them to control better rifle, and it's not shaking that as much as when you got the rifle, the elbow closer to your body. So you may have to look for that sweet spot, how you're going to move that elbow on the ground and adjust the position so you are really comfortable with your sights, you have a nice sight picture, and it's a basically natural point of aim at the target. That's what you want to have. What I mean by this is, and again, this was beaten to death by many other people, but let's repeat these basics. What I mean by this is, you want to be comfortable as possible, and when you aiming at that target, if you aim at the target, you move away, or you close your eyes and you put the head back to the same position, you should be exactly aimed at that target at front of you, okay? So, please remember about adjusting that elbow position, find that sweet spot for yourself. Now, position of the left hand. The left hand again goes snuggle. You want to snuggle that magazine and push it towards your body, but don't push too hard, because more tension, more pressure on your muscles, what's going to happen? You're going to start shaking like this. This is because you are tensing your muscles. That should be a firm, nice, motion, and keep it that way, but don't push it too hard. Don't hyperextend your elbows. Be comfortable with it, okay? Kind of keep it natural, as I said. Now, what we're doing with our cheek weld, well, you have to find again that spot and keep the reference. You always want to be welded to the stock, the same position. For me, I try to always use some reference points, so I like to touch with my nose the dust cover in one position. If you are not sure how you're keeping your position on the cheek, on the weld, on the stock, use a duct tape. You can pre-mark with the duct tape position on the stock, and it will help you to reference your position of the face on the stock, or maybe a little bit on the dust cover. Now, going back to the right elbow. Right elbow is digging to the ground again, and you kind of you have to find that spot again where you are comfortable holding your stock and keeping the sights aimed, and yet you have that nice support on the ground. Because there is no secret, more points of your body touching the ground, then more stable you will be in that prone position. This is also why we keep the legs spread out like this, okay? And they are completely flat. Don't do this. Why don't do this with the legs? This is very simple, guys. Because if you have holding the legs like this, you are going to start moving from your recoil. See, my whole body moves right now like a worm. Okay, you don't want that. You want to be as stable as possible. Basically, balls to the ground, guys. Okay, I know, especially right now in that cold weather, I'm freezing my ass off here. But I'm stable, and if I want to, I can hit that target without any issues. Okay, so more surface your body is touching to the ground, the more stable you will be. Again, that's no secret, okay? There's nothing new here. Just we're talking basic fundamentals of the position. Okay, so we have addressed the legs. So remember, keep them spread. You can dig yourself into the ground even if you want to. That's okay, you're not cheating, okay? This is you making your position as stable as possible. And now, take a nice aim at the target, control your breathing, but breathe. You know, it's like people sometimes are holding up the breath and they're going purple. And then they start to shake and they squeeze that shot on target, and it's absolutely a shitty shot. Okay, control your breathing. Try to find, you can hold that breath for a second, that's okay, but don't hold it too long, don't wait too long, okay? Again, you have to be comfortable in that position, in any position when you shoot. So don't go purple on me, okay? So aim at the sides, line them with the target, okay? Snuggle that magazine grip a little bit, find that comfortable position, and squeeze the trigger slowly. And it's a hit. Now, after squeezing the trigger, please look what I'm doing. I'm still holding that trigger backwards, okay? And I will release it now, and you will hear the click. That's a reset of the trigger. That was that metallic click, okay? I didn't trigger let go all the way. I'm still holding my finger on it. So now when I go behind my sights and squeeze again, that's a direct hit. I'm controlling the trigger that way. I'm not letting the trigger go. I'm not jumping that finger. I'm not jerking it. That has to be a nice, smooth motion, steady motion on the trigger. You're basically pulling the trigger back to you. And now let me talk about it, guys. Because on some of these rifles, the triggers are really hard. This rifle's got 4 pounds trigger, so it's kind of soft. But on some of these rifles, they could be even 7 pounds. So my spot for the trigger is right here, right here. This is where I'm holding. But if you will hold it here too, it's okay. If that trigger is really hard, and I do not advise anyone to do any kind of work on your trigger. I think so on the kind of combat rifle, you have to have the hard trigger. I hate when the triggers are on these rifles. Some people are grinding down those trigger groups and they're like, 2 pounds. That's stupid. Don't do that. That's absolutely stupid. You shouldn't have a 2-pound trigger on a rifle like this, okay? But anyhow, going back to the position of the trigger, I'm keeping this on my first joint, but sometimes, I had the triggers which were 7 pounds even, and you need more meat on that finger. You need that more force to pull that trigger. But again, it's a steady, nice, slow motion. Don't jerk it, okay? You want to jerk off, go find a room and do it. Don't jerk the trigger. That should be a nice, smooth motion, okay? So that's as far as the trigger goes. So here we are, guys. Again, I'm aiming at my sights, getting comfortable, going to position. And pow, it's a hit. Okay, no brainer. Again. Pow, it's a hit. And look at that trigger reset. Did you hear that metallic click? That's what you want. Okay. And again, reset. And finger stays on the trigger. I'm not moving my finger away from the trigger. Some people do this. Like, what are you looking for? You are aiming at the target. You are engaging a target. There is no point for you, like jump off from the sights and look. No, stay on the sights, stay on the rifle, control the trigger. Just like this. So be smart about it, guys. Practice. Really, this is an easy, we're talking absolutely basics here, but I see over and over again that a lot of people, is expecting the results and they don't spend the time on really some fundamentals of the marksmanship. Get your basics first in line, be comfortable with your rifle, then go to more, crazy stuff. But even if you are doing this crazy stuff and, shooting at the multiple targets, maybe from, that 7 meters line, that's fine. But spend some time and go back to the fundamentals, go back past, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 yards, and you should be comfortable with engaging the targets from the long distance. Because if you're not practicing this, these skills they are absolutely perishable, okay? So you have to keep practicing it. Spend some time on it and it will pay off, okay? I understand everyone wants to be a Ranger, Dev Gru, Navy SEAL, that's fine, okay? But remember, if you are in the distance and you can make people's life miserable from that distance from 400, 500 yards before they will even touch you. So don't forget about the shooting fundamentals, practice marksmanship, because I think so this is much more useful training than just punching the paper from the 7 meters line. Okay, that's it, guys. Please let me know if you have any questions about these positions and I'll be more than happy to answer it to you. One more thing I want to tell you, this works for me, okay? If this doesn't work for you, that's fine. You may have some better position. That's absolutely okay. But this is what I'm doing. This is what I have learned, and that's what the people told me to do so, and it works for me. So I think so. If you wanna, if you have some better ideas, absolutely use it. But these are like basics which are working out for me and they work really well. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.